Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik again, and this is a game War in the Pacific, Admits Edition. This is my play by email match against Deaniks. He's a Japanese player, and for me it is Allied side. Now the 12th December 41, and the Japanese flipping a base in Malaya. Good. More and more ships are merging now and building convoys with escort support. So, roughly 1 week after the start of the war, I get the first level of better organization. When Dutch submarine here in shallow water gets attacked, trying to mess up with the enemy convoy here, but failed. And the Japanese also arriving at Wake a little late. I was able to get my Wildcat fighters off the island, and they are now at Enterprise. But with the battleship support, there's not really a hope for me to hold this island much longer. I was already sending out some cargo ships to maybe get a part of this unit off the island, but this is now impossible. Dove Island also gets invaded, and in the Gilbert Island, many of these dot bases. Porta Princesa, here's a air base, float plane air base. Okay. So far everything standard, no surprise here. More unloading at Wake, and I get 2 shell hits on an AK, but only on fire, not heavy fire or heavy damage. S-39 is able to inflict casualty damage against one smaller cargo ship, at least something. And because I'm in deep water, nearly impossible to do something against my submarine. And this is, I think, the final hit against this heavy cruiser. Yesterday I was able to, I think, sink the destroyer. Now no destroyer more here, so I get a working Mark 14 torpedo hit on a heavy cruiser. So that ship is dead. Hopefully, really, finally. Good, this is Enterprise trying to reach Pearl Harbor, but first I must try to avoid the all of the submarines. I-22 miss the attack. And these are 2 task forces don't want to get involved in a battle, so they both try to flee. And here's Enterprise, and I-173 is able to score a torpedo hit. Yeah, all my escorts failed. 1 torpedo hit, okay. Now it's 172, the other submarine, the 3rd submarine attacking Enterprise, and also score 1 exploding torpedo. But in the text here there was a short message that there was 3 torpedo hits, but only 1 explosion. So at the end I would say still lucky. But also 2 torpedo hits on Enterprise. Must check later how seriously is this damage. Tja. Now we have tons of Navy search, and these are enemy Navy search, so I don't know. This gives me the indication that the carrier fleet was, last turn was moving east around Miri, direction Manila, is maybe turning around and back to Palmbang. That is not good, because I just asked some tankers to load fuel in Palmbang. Yeah. And these are my Navy search detecting Kilibutai. Sweeping Clarkfield, no one here. Sweeping Singapore, no one here. Manila, also no one here. Hong Kong, Georgetown. And here's the airstrike of Manila airfield. But this time I think it was really only a only airfield attack, no port attack. Ships are still attacked and harassed by this air group out of Mindanao, so it's very hard for me to operate any supply convoys for the Philippines, but I must try at least. I also must find the right moment to activate my cap. I must really... the timing is important here. Changsha airfield attack, but no one is here, so the little damage I can repair very quickly. And yeah, here's the 3rd carrier division of the Japanese Navy, attacking here my ships, just loading fuel and palming because I thought it's safe. Yeah, heavy fires. Very unlikely that these ships will survive this. And all of my local minesweepers getting also attacked here. Yeah, some of the ships are good, most of them are shitty. It doesn't matter. And even if I lose here 2-3 more tankers, as if so many left running already from California to Australia or from Cape Town or wherever they're starting. The final setup of my supply chain and convoy routing, I think, is 1st in January finish. I need sell more days and or even weeks to optimize everything. Roughly speaking, I still try to take out of Borneo supplies to bring them to the Philippines, where they are needed. And I also try to get out of Sumatra supplies and fuel to Java or Perth. Good. A stronger airstrike against Boise, but luckily I am now 8. No, I must be 7 hexes away. And I had these are just the cruisers, they coming from Miri, and I sent them here to stand down in Singapore to repair the ships, but there's a calculation how many ops points you have left if you arrive at your port, and I had not enough ops points to stand down automatically, so I am now in the port. And yeah, I don't expect it here normally airstrike, so I don't have cap, and because I was first hoping that stand down will be successful, and I don't expect it here a normal carrier strike. Luckily, airstrike only hitting here all these small support ships, but not the destroyers and cruisers. And here's a next attack against my cargo and tanker fleet at Palm Bay. But this tanker at least is able to avoid the strike. But all of my small cargo ships are going down. But the destroyer was able to dodge all. So it could be much worse. Still ships going down. I can at least finish one enemy cargo ship, and this ship had troops on board, so there's some additional land losses now, or land units destroyed or disabled. Wake will very likely fall, but first I can inflict more damage against 2 AKs, at least something. The Japanese are also arriving at the source of Luzon. Oh, I can do this. Some battle at Clouan. I can hold, but the fort is down. And because some units was in wrong ops mode, I had here higher casualties. Okay. And battle east of Changsha. Here I can hold. I also had units in still moving mode or something like this, but the Japanese have here nearly 2 regiments disabled now. Next battle for Hong Kong. Next fort level destroyed. Naja. Well, I still hold the city at least. One of my block forces getting defeated. Nothing special here. And this is Wake.
Greetings, everybody. How's tricks? This is Orphan Anne from Radio Tokyo, saying hello to all of her dog faces and boneheads wandering the Pacific Islands. Before we start the music, the Japanese High Command announced today that the ever-victorious forces of the Japanese Empire have captured Wake.
So Wake is no more. And other equipment or dot bases getting captured by the Japanese, but all are empty. And none of them are really important. At least not now. And my base force retreat back to base. Yeah. So not the best day, but early on I would still say that is more or less normal for the Allies. And the positive outcome is still that I'm now really sure that the enemy destroyer and heavy cruiser is still not more. Good, let's check. So see you soon. So we're back. First air losses, light. Japan lost, and here you can see that the heavy cruiser must sunk. 3 Navy search aircraft, and these are the typical Navy search aircraft on heavy cruisers in this AR mod. So 3 aircraft are one cruiser, and something sunk and take the aircraft down. And for me, it was only operational losses. This Manila airfield getting bombed, and some airframes are still there. I cannot leave. Ship-wise, this was of course not so good. The Japanese lost only official this tanker, cargo ship. And for me, these 2 tankers at Palm are 2 ships was a real blow. The rest doesn't matter. Goodie. And I lost no pilot because it was only destroyed on the ground. So most impact on this turn maybe had this successful torpedo attack against Enterprise. I think 2 out of 5 torpedo hits was able to trigger. But luckily the damage is acceptable. Could be much worse. Let's say this. A skill can make 3 knots normal speed. Yeah, but the escorts are failing to protect the carrier. So I could now try to reach Pearl, avoiding here a dozen of submarines maybe. The problem is only that I luckily detected also Kiduputai, what is moving east. So it's maybe coming back, trying to maybe finish off the carrier. Because I cannot make sure that if I go to Pearl, that I will stand down. And this means the carrier can make 18 hex, so I would be roughly here, 15, let's say 17. So in best case, the carrier could be here, 18 hexes, so just in range of torpedo attack of Pearl Harbor. So maybe the more safe way is that if I go east and try to keep the distance, because the enemy cannot run at full speed for many days. I have here Navy search, so I will know where's the enemy and then I can try to avoid. We will see. That can have some impact in the future. But I also detect no enemy task force more, so I guess that destroyer and heavy cruisers are really dead now. So far for Hawaii. East Coast, nothing special. Everything is smooth and working well, or at least it starts to working well. Pago Pago, no one here. Fiji, no one here. No one here. But some Japanese arrive at Dove Island. Okay. But no one is still here at Rabaul, so I still try to get out as much as possible from this starter garrison setup and bring it all to Port Moresby to build up Port Moresby and Horn Island at my forward locations. I will fight for them. With how much investment is the other question. Darwin, I try to build up and hold if possible. Philippine Sea, here was his invasion fleet, my AG1 in, but now sunk already. I must get supplies to Mindanao because I really don't have enough to at least give my guys a fighting chance. Luzon looks, I think, okay. A little slow progress of the Japanese, so I try to build up here these 2-3 bases. Manila looks is heavily damaged, so it's very unlikely that I can build up this base ever with any fort level. Clarkfield, slowly I can get this damage under control, but I need more days. So I will bring in all my fighters to Clarkfield now and try to build up this hex. It's also easier to defend because it's jungle rough. Here is maybe, bad is that the carriers are moving from, before I was here I think at Miri, indication of moving east, but then they turn around. And surprised me at Palmbang. I have now the opportunity to maybe use my Dutch submarines to maybe get a hit on them, if a little lucky. And that is really far away from any Japanese base and in the range of my Navy aircraft. Then I could also maybe use my battleship cruisers here. By the way, now you can see the turn is over and now the task force stand down. So the task force stand down after the afternoon. Now all ships are in port and I was able to get the cruiser. There was some, I think 2 or 3 bomb hits. Only system damage, so I can try to repair this maybe in a week. So I need 1 week to fix here also the turret or the guns and the torpedo launcher. Then I get maybe the light cruiser back in action. But it's still a little far away for me to use the surface fleet to try to catch them. There will I normally need first a torpedo hit to slow down the ship, then I can move out of Singapore. It's simply too risky that attack here and then miss the target and then there's an airstrike and then all my ships are dead. Yeah. But what I can also see is the task force is moving here west, so I guess this is a reinforcement for Mersing. So maybe there's opportunity for me. These ships are out of range for my air fleet out of Singapore. And ships are also here at Brunei. Not so sure what this is, but this is southeast. Maybe this is invasion of helping here with Miri. I don't know. These submarines are not really successful. Here I was able to sink one cargo ship. Hong Kong is still under control, and average, broader speaking, the Japanese not really trying a lot to achieve here in China so far. Gives me the opportunity to dig in and keep the Japanese busy in China, and that is important for the Allies. If you lose China, this will really help Japan in the long run, because then they can free up a lot of divisions and use somewhere else. Good. Nothing else, I would say. The rest is only logistics. Good. See you next time. Take care. Bye bye.